The biggest development of the day, Governor DeWine's announcement that all bars and restaurants are now closed for everything except takeout and delivery.
Yeah, new information coming in. News 5's Emily Hamilton live in the newsroom explaining how all of this is going to work and the impact that it's going to have.
Yeah, Tracy and Mike, Governor Mike DeWine acknowledged and apologized to the owners and employees of bars and restaurants, but stressed this order is a necessary means of social distancing. He also announced he's also making major changes to unemployment guidelines in Ohio to help those whose livelihood now depends on it. The doors of bars and restaurants statewide closed to customers until further notice.
And I'm more worried about my friends behind the bar and the owners of restaurants that can no longer pay their bills.
This mandatory order after Governor Mike DeWine says he was fielding constant calls and emails overnight with concerns about large crowds still gathering across Ohio.
Hearing from people, and literally these were from the Mahoning Valley to Cleveland to Southern Ohio. And all the same story.
Beginning at 9 p.m. Sunday, those businesses were closed to seated customers indefinitely.
How are you going to be able to compensate what they were supposed to make in tips that day, And if they have children, this is going to domino effect.
But state officials are encouraging customers to still order carry-out and delivery.
You can walk in and buy a donut, buy coffee, walk in, buy coffee, and walk out. That's okay. What we can't have is people congregating and people who are seated.
We don't want everybody to stop buying restaurant food and start going to the grocery store. That will create problems of its own.
Rick Duty owns a handful of area businesses, including Lindy's Lake House, and says his restaurants will take a direct hit.
Right now, unfortunately, our to-go business is only about 2.5% to 3% of our business.
As the majority of his servers and bartenders rely on tips to pay the bills, Duty says he plans to go above and beyond to accommodate his employees.
We have to feed them. We'll do so. We'll try to come up with projects, for them to stay busy as well.
The lieutenant governor announcing immediate changes to state unemployment laws to mitigate the financial burden for those whose livelihoods are now in limbo.
To enable workers who do not have paid leave benefits to access unemployment benefits during this period of emergency.
State officials will also be waiving the current 1-week waiting period before an employee can receive unemployment benefits. The state is also extending unemployment benefits to anyone who has to miss work because of mandatory quarantine or isolation. We'll continue to keep you updated both on air and online on our News 5 app. We'll send things back to the studio now.
All right, Emily, thank you. Hundreds of